Welcome to Somewhere Up a Creek today, and we are so glad to have you come and join us. Today we happen to have a friend that we have met in the creek, and we are just impressed with his setup. He and his wife are setting up some of the nicest fishing rigs I think I've seen in a while that were really creek friendly. Check this out, Larry Priest. How about it, Larry?
How about it?
Check out this rig Larry's got over here.
As you would say, Angela, fish on.
Fish on! And I want to tell you something, I'm a little jealous of his rig over here, because look at that rig, man. That's awesome. That's the awesomest rig. He has this set up. This is like, it's like a kayak on steroids, man. Check it out. Larry, we ran into him in the creek yesterday. He's quite a drum fisherman too, I'm going to tell you. So today we're going to fish together and we're going to check out another creek. But look at Larry's setup. He's got his net. You've got just about everything you want on there. You even have a live well, don't you?
I do. That's what the bucket is.
Check it out. With the seat.
Yep.
You know, you could put this in a ditch anywhere you want.
Yeah,
that's exactly what we did today. We're waiting for Mike to get out of the ditch over there. He's got a nice Hobie.
Well, you were helping
everybody. He's got a Minn Kota. Wow.
55-pound thrust.
A 55-pound thrust trolling motor on there.
And always carry an extra battery.
Always an extra battery. Whew. And you even struck gold with a 26-inch this morning, right?
I did, absolutely.
A drum, man. I'll tell you, so today we are going on a drum hunt, a trout hunt, and you name it, every kind of hunt there is. We'll just take whatever we can get, but we are hoping to strike some gold with some trout and some drum. Every fisherman knows not to wear white, right? That's right, Larry. Ain't that right? Never wear white. Well, half the time he doesn't have a shirt on, so.
That is the better alternative.
I think he's trying to attract the gators. Ain't that right? Look at that thing move, man.
Come on.
We are really looking at some high tides today. Check that out. All up in the marsh. And probably some of the highest tides I've seen here lately. Our good friend Larry Priest here is going to show us how to fish today.
Oh no, y'all are professionals.
I don't know, Larry. We just love to fish.
Yeah, likewise.
Here we go. Well, I'm about ready to put some bait on. I don't know about y'all, but I believe we're going to catch something from this point forward. I pray. Pretty day. Woo! Here we are. Yeah! Yeah, dude. Hot dog. Woo! Yes! Trout, baby, trout. Woo! Ha ha! Get her done! Trout for dinner. Well, that's one thing about it. You will fight the wind for a trout, that's for sure. Oh my, what a windy day. What a windy day. We got Mike down the creek there.
20 mile an hour.
20 mile an hour, 25. I think it's 25 out here today, right? About 25 mile an hour winds. We got Larry down the creek there. He's holding his own back there, I'll tell you what. You holding it together back there? You holding it together back there? Alright. He's banked up. Way back there, he's banked up.
A day like today, you need to
Seat belts, they're always good. Yeah. The only problem you have is if you fall. Well, Mike, that's your favorite hole back there for taking a dive in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, last trout. I'll tell you what. We were in a trout tournament one time. Mike turned his kayak over, lost an 8-pound trout. What you got to say about that, Mike? Over there.
Rough.
Yeah.
They ain't even touching the bottom of it.
In the marsh grass. What do you think, Mike?
Messed up.
Ah!
You can't go back now.
Really fighting some wind today, but I want to tell you. Bad day fishing is a good day. That's for sure. I'll tell you. Well, I'll sit here all day long. That's what it takes. We are sitting here in a 25-mile-an-hour wind, but we are having a great time.
Right.
Mike has a lazy man rig, I call it, that he wants to show you.
Yeah.
Well, look at this cork rig that Mike has constructed here. I want to say this is one of his personal favorites.
Yeah.
I don't believe I've ever seen anybody fish with a rig like this, Mike, but
It's just a cheap
we're
little
going to let
cork.
you demonstrate that today.
I call it the lazy man cork.
Lazy man cork. But it has caught a lot
A
of
lot
trout.
of fish.
Mike has done
When it hits the water,
wonders with this.
when it hits the water like that, the bait sinks, and it slips through the cork. Pull it up.
It is a cork.
And you can use it in high wind. It works well in high wind to keep you from casting so much.
Okay.
You don't have to cast 1,000 times.
All right.
You get 10.
What are you using there, Mike?
It's just
It's
a
on a
plain,
swivel
just a
with a
plain
jig head.
cork.
Okay.
Take the stem out of the cork and just let it be free. When it hits the water, the bait goes down, and you just jerk it up, let it fall. Jerk it up, let it fall.
Okay, so the idea here.
Right. If the fish were there,
All right.
you wouldn't have to make but a few
Bring it
casts.
out in front of us so we can
You
see
can
it.
catch a lot of.
All right, now the idea of this cork is when you cast it out and it's on the jig head
Right, pull the cork up.
with the cork. When you cast, he takes the stem out of the cork,
Right.
correct?
Right.
And the idea is to
You can
throw
it
it
up.
out and show them how you adjust
Right.
your depth.
You don't. It adjusts itself.
That's right.
You
Okay.
can throw it. You can wind it all the way up to the end, and you can throw it in a foot of water, and bring it out to 10 or 20 foot of water, and still pull it, jig it, bounce it off the bottom,
All right.
and it works. In one cast, you can fish 1 foot of water to 15 foot of water. If that's
Okay.
what you want to do.
All right. Let's see what you
Like
can
that
do with
right
that.
there.
All righty. And
The bait's falling. And
yes.
You pull.
the bait
Bait
falls.
comes
You
up
pull.
to the cork.
It pulls the bait.
Slides back through.
Yeah, it
Works good in
actually.
tide too.
That would work great with trout trick. You know,
That's right.
that would be a killer setup for
There
the
you
use
go.
of trout trick bait.
It
That
costs
way you could jerk the bait up and down,
right like that.
and
And see, I don't even have to cast,
right.
especially if you're using tide.
And it also is helpful in keeping you from getting hooked up on oyster rocks
Right,
and
exactly.
all kinds of stuff.
And like I say, you can fish in a foot or 20 foot,
I'll tell you what, Mr.
and you
Mike,
have
You are
never got to
something
play
else.
with it.
you are something else. I'm so glad to have you with somewhere up a creek.
And it costs.
What in the world would I do without you?
You wouldn't. It
I tell
costs
you.
every bit of 50 cents.
50-cent rig. I tell you what, a 50-cent rig is good for me. I'm going to tell you.
It's fun to play with.
That is
Lot of
quite
fun.
that's quite an operation there.
And when you
That
pull
was
it,
your creation, eh?
well,
How long
somebody
did it take you to create that?
I just like playing with it. Because the bait will jump over the cork in the water, and sometimes the fish will jump, slam, he'll come out of the water after. He'll come out.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's see what you can do with it today. Yeah, he's a nice little baby trout. I want to tell that's Captain Mike right there. Watch out for that gator. You see the gator?
He's frozen.
You don't see him? They get you with that white shirt on now. Yeah. Wind is bad. But look what I got. Got a lure. Somebody lost their lure in the grass. Wow. That was a nice prize today. What you jibber jawing about now? Always about being up the creek. Ain't that right, Mike? I hear you. What else I found in the marsh grass today? Yard decoration. Yeah. Wow, I'm going to decorate my house for Christmas with that. Look, Mikey. We've caught a lot of things up the creek.
When you catch that, fish ain't biting.
This one just about does it all.
Yeah,
I think that's the ultimate one.
that's it.
That's the biggest one I've ever caught.
There goes that tide.
Woo! What a day! It's been quite a day. Right, Mike? Oh, man. We've been fighting 25-mile-an-hour winds. And the tide has been unbelievable. Phew. It has been a tough day. There's a storm coming in. Of course, you can see that. Up there is a bad storm coming. And we are going to exit the creek. That is for sure. And we do hope that you will join Somewhere Up a Creek fishing group located at facebook.com called Somewhere Up a Creek Fishing Group, as well as join our page Somewhere Up a Creek. And we thank our friends that we've met along the way for coming and joining us and fishing with us and having a good time and showing us their boats and their setups. What more can we say about that? It's just awesome. Awesome, isn't it, Mike?
Yeah,
And
I like to see how everybody rigged these little boats up.
right.
The ideas that people have.
Yeah, we have some wonderful friends with some wonderful ideas, and you know, they've shown us some wonderful things that they've done along the way. And we thank our guest Larry Priest for being with us today. He left the creek, so he probably had enough of the wind and the tide. And I hope he caught a few fish at least.
We did. He caught a 26-inch drum.
Yes, yes he did. And I'm very glad to hear that. And of course, if you ever want to join Somewhere Up a Creek on a fishing expedition, let us know. And we will be glad to get with you. We love to get with friends and learn what you're doing and learn about your ideas and see what's going on in your fishing world. So, as usual, we love you. We thank you for joining us. Have a blessed evening. Please click like and subscribe.